Good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for taking time out today to join us. We're excited here. This is Tony Van Heerden. I'm the Director of Strategic Partnerships, and today we're bringing you a customer spotlight session. So very excited to have Harrison Wood join me from the Reddrop Group, and he's going to share some info on how the business has been transformed in terms of their financial reporting using Zap. So our agenda for today, we're just going to cover off a few slides, talk a little bit about data management. The first thing on our website, bring it all together. We're going to cover off some topics there. Data silos are so 2010. If it's not actionable, it's not useful. So we'll jump through those slides. And then, as I mentioned, we're very excited to be joined today to showcase one of our customers and how they're using Zap in their business. So what is data management? Looking at the Gartner definition, it's a fairly comprehensive definition there. It's practices, it's architectural techniques, a whole bunch of tools, achieving consistency around how you access and deliver the data across all the different subject areas in the business. So it's about that data structure in the types of enterprise to meet the data consumption requirements. At the end of the day, the way Zap views it is very simplistic in it's getting all your important data in one place and getting it ready for analytics. This is how we see data management, and this is where it all starts with Zap. So what is bringing it together? Is that like, a big family gathering? I'm sure everyone can testify that they are very different when you do, decide to have those family gatherings. The different people that are joining, everyone comes with their own little set of quirks and their own habits, their own things they like to talk about. That uncle that won't stop talking about the dog or anything, these family gatherings. This is how data is, bringing it together. We see, depending on the data that you're bringing, it's not always in the best shape. It might need a little bit of work. It might need some, cuddles and love, just like that family gathering. As you can see, there's many different styles of data that we're going to actually talk about. So no, it's not, the family gathering, but it's your data. We talk about why we're bringing it all together. This is a key concept as you look through our website and as you talk to the Zap team, you'll see bringing it all together is very important for us. We know that customers have lots of different kinds of data. We want to help you reconcile and enrich these data sources and how it's adding value to your business. So with over 60 data sources that can be connected to your Zap instance, this is how we'll help you reconcile and enrich your business through bringing this data together. You can combine company databases for a consolidated view. You can combine, CRM and payroll data. Your ERP data, very critical data to the business, but it is about that concept of bringing it together. Our system is going to help detect those relationships, optional fields. These are important extra pieces of info in how you unlock the value. So simplifying that modeling piece. Data silos are so 2010. We, going back, decades. We think about all these different apps that everybody is using and the pockets of data on their own, sitting there in its own little application. Somebody has to go in and analyze it separately. So bringing this data into a single instance of Zap Data Hub is what it's about. Today, we're going to talk to Harrison about exactly that, how we've helped them, unlock the data silos in their business. And lastly, if it's not actionable, it's not useful. And so, our pre-built analytics provide actionable, expert-crafted metrics that drive outcomes across all the modules. And this is important because it's not just a case of giving you templates that you can use in our system. It's about crafting the metrics that will actually help you improve the bottom line. Getting a handle on the sales, on the inventory, on your purchasing, every pocket of the business that's important to drive down the costs, to increase the profitability and the revenues you can get. So it has to be actionable, and you'll see that is a constant theme throughout all of our pre-built analytics. So just a couple of notes here. We're very excited to showcase the Reddrop Group today. More than 50 years on from opening the doors of their first supermarket back in 1973, they have evolved from just a single store to now being 27 stores and continually to grow. Today, they employ more than 1,300 people, a true small business who has turned into a lasting legacy. Ever since we met Harrison and the team, it's been great working together. The Reddrop Group is committed to being part of a green and sustainable future. This is important as we, uncover all the secrets to looking after the planet and how can we all do that in our space. So the Reddrop Group have developed one of the most environmentally friendly reusable shopping bags on the market. So everybody has them these days. They're in your boot. They're running around, the house. But these particular bags are from Juco made, a blend, of jute and cotton, and they're lined with vegetable lining. I was very interested when I read about this because it's just that extra step further. So check them out if you have some time. As you can see, there's a couple of brands on there that they own. Please join me in welcoming Harrison Wood, the financial manager, and we've got some questions that we're going to run through. So thanks, Harrison, for joining. And look, it's a very interactive session today, so we're very excited that you're able to join us. And it's been a great experience working together and getting to know your business. The key sources that we've connected for you, Sage 300 and MicroPay as well. So the first question I'd like to ask you is, before Zap, what was your reporting process like at the Reddrop Group? What tools did you use? How long did things take? Give us a little bit of insight there.
Yeah, absolutely. No, thanks for having me, Tony. It's great to be on the video today. So I suppose before we implemented Zap BI in our business, a lot of our reporting requirements within the Reddrop Group came very much from the built-in functionalities of both the systems that we've got hooked up to Zap BI at the moment, both Sage 300 and MicroPay. So we were relying heavily on, I suppose, exporting the reports that were pre-built in both of those systems separately, and then doing the work manually each time we wanted to create a report to convert it from a PDF to an Excel and bring it all together. So definitely, doing that at a time where we were also growing as a business very rapidly over the past 3 to 5 years as well, adding on stores quite quickly and growing quite quickly. Very quickly, that methodology of trying to pull data together became very time consuming and sort of just time that we didn't have in the business in the end.
Awesome. So yeah, thanks for that, Harrison. Definitely paying there, those urgent information that you need to prepare for meetings, and just kind of, not having that. That's frustrating and as you said, time consuming there. The next question is about partnerships. So can you describe maybe what team structure was created internally for the project, and then ultimately, as you envisaged, somebody owning Zap and looking after Zap, or what sort of time commitment was required from you, and the team then, and how did Zap help during this process of just getting stuff set up?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I suppose when we decided on implementing Zap BI in the business, a lot of it was sort of driven by the finance teams. I headed up by myself, and we had one other resource in the business who was our business systems analyst, who was able to sort of get a bit hands-on with actually setting up, I suppose, the connection, or helping to set up the connection. There's just some basic IT database requirements in terms of server addresses and Windows logins and whatnot that needs to get set up with Zap BI at the start. But then once that connection's made, it all flows through pretty smoothly after that. So it really wasn't a matter of having multiple people on board to help set that up. There was maybe a bit of collaboration and inquiry out into the business at the start to understand what we did want to put in there initially. So Sage 300 being all of our ERP financials, and MicroPay, our payroll system. Both of those systems were sort of flagged initially as urgent systems to get on board. So we then took that away and worked on getting those set up, and then just some time commitment after the connection was made between Zap BI and our servers where the data sits to start going through not only what the pre-made reports are that exist in Zap BI currently, but also creating a few new reports ourselves of stuff that we thought was valuable for us as a business to use.
Excellent. Thank you, Harrison. So now that you've implemented Zap, and can you talk a little bit about the impact on your business? So maybe 2 key elements or some highlights of Zap where we're helping to drive actionable insights, business decisions, any standout features that you love, you could call those out. Just how's it going?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So I think the impact's been pretty huge for us, to be honest. So going from, as we were saying before, a method of pulling reports together that was very much point in time based and trying to pull data sources together in an Excel spreadsheet. Now all of a sudden we're able to go through and have pre-made reports in a Zap BI dashboard or a report. We can then, and I suppose the first feature that's been really handy for us is then to be able to use the email function to set up schedules for various reports to be sent out at certain times. So definitely there was a need for that in the business initially, where a lot of our payroll-based reports especially was very much either had to be pulled together by someone, and someone had to send an email through to our payroll or finance team requesting copies of those reports. Now that we can set those up and have pre-made templates ready to go and sends out via an email on a Wednesday morning or whatnot, is really valuable for us, especially for a lot of our stores, running independent supermarkets. A lot of our store managers sometimes can be a bit time poor just with the various directions they get pulled in, but I suppose definitely having payroll reports emailed out to them pretty quickly and easily is pretty valuable for us. Probably another element of Zap that definitely has been useful is a lot of the financial reporting functionality as well. So a lot of the pre-made financial statement reports and whatnot that are available in Zap BI for us too has been valuable for sure as well. So in our growth trajectory and where we went from 5 years ago to now, a lot of our actual financial reporting requirements have changed with various stakeholders. So leading to having to spit out a set of financial statements and set it up properly from where the business was previously required not to do a full set. So the Zap BI templates that are available in that respect have just been awesome and speeds that process up so much more than what it otherwise would have been. And sort of, with my accounting hat on now, when you're having to try and pull together a cash flow statement or something, they're the worst things to do at the best of times, even with the simplest of financial reports. But for us, that the pre-made templates in Zap BI just take a lot of that work out, and there's really not too much additional work that we have to do once we have extracted those reports.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Harrison. Those are great features there. It's those everyday things that you just become so reliant on because they just work. It's in the system. It's available. You can understand your numbers and where you're up. So the second last question is about the future. What is next for Reddrop as you keep evolving? We talk about digital transformation. Clearly, implementing Zap has been one of the things in your projects there. Transforming your business digitally, in the cloud. Describe maybe, how you see continued growth or any future data analytics that, in terms of that's going to help guide you from a strategic decision-making perspective, maybe.
Yeah, sure. So I suppose where we're sitting at the moment, we're continuing to change and evolve the systems that we use in the business as we keep growing, and sort of identify our weak points and go and find solutions to address those needs. So, for instance, we've just upgraded or changed our time and attendance system in the business. So again, attached it as part of payroll and sort of links in with micropay a bit. But we've changed systems for capturing time and attendance as well, and we'll probably look to try and have that implemented into Zap BI too in the near future, so that works in with a lot of rostering analysis and making sure that we're controlling who we're rostering in our stores. That's becoming a big key pillar of the business to focus on at the moment, just with the reality of retail at the moment. The awards that they're having cost increases coming through of 4, 5, 6% at the moment on an annual basis, and there's a requirement in the business that we've got to be really stringent, and well, not stringent, but more so really monitor how we're trending on our wage costs and our hours, and making sure that we've staffed our stores appropriately, and we're not incurring costs that otherwise didn't need to be there because people aren't coming through or whatever. So we'll definitely see Zap BI playing a key role in being able to bring that information through from our time and attendance system that we've implemented now. But then otherwise as well, we've got other systems that we've brought in place as well for our invoice processing that's doing a lot better job of capturing our line item unit costings and whatnot of various stock that we purchase at a store level. So we've already got a few procedures in place with Zap BI at the moment to manually bring that data in and do some work on analysing our unit costings across specific product categories too. So we do in some of our stores, we do have meat rooms and we do have produce, and unit costings of items that are fluctuating and changing based on market conditions. I suppose there'll be a certain cost one week and a certain cost the next, and we've got to make sure that keeps getting reflected properly in what we put sell prices in our POS system. So Zap BI is doing a lot of work for us at the moment to help pull that information together for us, so we can do a bit of analytical work over that, and that will continue, I think, to grow into the future as we start to want to do some more analytics across other product categories in our stores too.
Wow, that's thanks, Harrison. I just love hearing about that these valuable pockets of data that always existed in your business, but how you have a tool now where you can actually analyze those stores against each other, looking at those the unit measures, the costings of individual products week on week, the ability to compare the people that you're employing in these stores, what those costs are increasing, decreasing, as you said, week on week, what your those requirements are. So it's amazing to understand how the platform that you're using can be at the heart of it, but at the end of the day, the business is being able to forge ahead with some of those decisions because you're able to quickly and adapt to what's happening.
Yeah.
So
sure.
the last question is about obviously we have you here today. We know you would recommend Zap to other Sage customers. Can you tell us why maybe, and what would you like to share? Anything or a word of advice or something from your experience in joining the Zap team?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think I'd hands down recommend Zap BI to any Sage customers or any other ERP users out there that are just looking for a solution that's easy to use and brings all the data in one place for you. So we've definitely found it good that we've got all the data sets and data tables that belong to Sage in one location for us, and we're able to go in and pick and choose which data sets we want and try and build out something from there if we are missing anything. But really, a lot of it comes out of the box pretty much fully complete for you. So there's not a hell of a lot that needs to be done after the fact, but definitely if you do look at jumping on with Zap BI, I've found it useful to sort of just have a bit of a knowledge base of the data sets that you're looking to bring in from the beginning, and sort of especially with Sage, sort of I found it useful to do a bit of background research beforehand to understand how the data tables are structured in a program like that, so you know where to go looking initially. And there's a lot of valuable bits and pieces of information online that you can go and look up and get that information pretty easily. So once we had that knowledge available, it was then pretty easy for us to go off in Zap BI and look for those same data tables and build out what we wanted. So
very cool. Thank you, Harrison. Really enjoyed catching up and talking about the Reddrop Group and how Zap's helping you with, financial and analytics across the board. Just the bringing that data together and helping the business grow from strength to strength, expanding that data out to the people that need is really, magic. We do have some time for questions, so I've just put that up there. I'm just going to kind of come out of screen sharing mode to pop over and see if there are any questions that might come through in our chat. Don't think we have any questions there. Look, it's been very exciting, covering off this with everybody today. We do have a final few slides here. Really just providing some info back to the group in terms of the ability, are you ready to transform into a data-driven organization? Would you like to request a demo, jump on our website? Thinking of, DIY, come and talk data to us. You'll notice we have Ed Sheeran video on the website. Just a bit of fun, go have a look. It's a cute video around spotting the real deal. How do you know it's fake data or the real deal? And yes, as I said, thanks everybody for joining us today, and look forward to catching up with you next time. Please reach out if you do have any questions or you'd like to get in touch with us.